Welcome, everyone, to the StreamYard Spotlight Show. I am Dana Benz, co-host.
And I'm Kelsey Benz, co-host.
Welcome to the show. I was just cracking up backstage while our timer countdown was running because I could see all of us backstage, just like we're all like getting ready for the show, like bumping along. I see Todd.
Music bumps.
I know. It's not a bad song. I don't mind it. We already have so many people in the chat. So thank you everyone for tuning in. April's here, Leo's here, Tristan's here. And so we wanted to just announce the announcement that was already made on StreamYard earlier today that we are now streaming live in 1080p. So that's just a higher resolution than was previously available. So we're super excited about that new feature.
So many of you have been asking for it. So
I know.
welcome.
So hopefully you guys are excited about that feature too. It's only on the pro plan, but if you're a basic or a free user, you can also get a free trial of it just to test it out to see how your internet connection does with it, because it takes a little bit more bandwidth because it's better quality. So let us know how you think our show goes today. Let us know if you can notice that we look better. But without further ado, we want to bring on our guest. Our guest, just to say a few words. Last week and the week before, most of you noticed we had a new custom graphic up for our show guests. So super customized. There were special names, special logos. We'll pull it up again. But this is the Todd Cartner, who made that graphic for us.
The Todd.
So Todd, welcome to the show.
You mentioned 1080p. Y'all might look better in 1080p, but I don't.
Todd.
Oh, nonsense.
Nonsense. I know. I hope that it's like noticeable, like you can tell that it's clear, because that's the goal of 1080. Yeah. Well, welcome to the show, Todd. Thanks for being here.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm putting our new overlay up. This is the one we were talking about.
Bam.
Yeah. It's so fancy. I love it. So can you tell our audience like what this is? How did you make it? Like, are you a professional graphic designer?
You caught me. I actually do have a degree in graphic design. So
come on, I was just kidding.
No, I didn't actually have one. But that's not why I did it. It's actually, you want your show to look as professional as possible. And so I played around with this for quite some time. I use Adobe Illustrator. Nobody else is going to have that, and don't go out and buy it because you don't need to. It's an expensive software, but it's basically a PNG. So it's what your overlays are going to be made out of. And it just makes it a little bit easier, and I think it looks a little more professional. I like the ones that StreamYard have, but to me, this one just looks. It just gives that little finishing touch on your show.
Yeah, I think so too. And Emily asked, "Is it an overlay or a background?"
It is an overlay, and it's a transparent overlay, so
Exactly.
it has to be saved as a PNG file.
Yep.
So Emily, you can see we have sort of like a bluish ombre turquoise background. That's our background.
And I could change it so you can see like this is another background.
Right.
And then Todd's overlay just goes on top of that.
Wow,
which is cool.
You got a bunch in there.
I know. This one's my favorite. It's very StreamYard-esque.
It's StreamYard colors. Yeah.
And so to the audience, if you guys have any questions for Todd, let us know in the chat just by putting a little question mark or something, like a Q, so we know it's for Todd. But Todd, can you tell us about why you're here? Like what you use StreamYard for?
Well, I'm a real estate agent in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, all the way on the other side of the state, or the country rather. And part of what you hear in real estate is you need to become the local expert. So instead of just being someone who constantly was saying, buy from me, list with me, that kind of stuff, I wanted to become the local expert on the community. So my show is called Myrtle Beach Living, and it is all geared toward entertainment, dining, restaurants that are unique, like a Margaritaville or a Lulu's, which is Jimmy Buffett's sister's place. So it's not just your everyday steakhouse type thing. They're the specialty places. And then I always like to bring in businesses that are new to the area, give them a little push before they open, that kind of stuff. And then obviously we talk about real estate as well. So we just had a little series of 4 different realtors from across the country. We had Baton Rouge, Louisiana, Salem, Oregon, Renton, Washington, and Trenton, New Jersey. And we brought those on to talk about the market in their area compared to our area with this COVID mess that's going on. So we wanted to see how different the markets are. And it's funny that they actually are all going up the same way. You know, the inventory's low, the prices are going up just a little bit, but the buyers, the sales are just crazy right now, and that's all over the country. So, so it is interesting.
Yeah, it is. Chris is asking, Todd, do you show houses via a live stream?
Do we want to talk about that now, or we want to wait a little bit?
We can talk about it now if you want.
Okay, sure. All right. Chris, we actually are starting our second show here in the next 2 weeks, and we're going to be doing a live virtual open house. And so what I will do is it'll be me on as the show host, and then I will have 3 agents that are located at different houses, and we will bring those on one at a time and do that virtual open house for during the show. So that's kind of the format that we've done. We've actually did a little focus group and said, how would you like to see it? What are you thinking about? And initially we were only going to do 1 home. However, people say if I'm going to spend the time watching the show, I want to see at least 2 or 3 houses.
Yeah, that makes sense. So, because when you go out open house shopping on like the weekend, you go through 4 or 5 in your neighborhood.
Right.
Yeah.
We don't want to make the show an hour because I think you would lose the people's attention span. So we're going to stay with that 30-minute show.
Yeah. Yeah, we like that too. I think we try to keep ours to 20 minutes because it's like, who's going to watch an hour-long stream?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I will tell you, your show and Gage and Dan, I always am mad when they're over because I'm like, wait, we want a little bit more. It's getting good, you know.
That's so sweet. I know. I feel the same way. I feel the same way about their show because there's so many questions and there's like so many good questions that it's like we just want them to keep answering all these good questions for the rest of the hour. But they would get questions for like 3 hours if they didn't cut it off.
Right. And I will tell you, we were talking about this backstage a little bit, Dana, before the show, and you know, one of the reasons that I like StreamYard so much is because Gage and Dan listen to their customers. Yeah. They want to hear what we want, and they implement it. You know, I've heard Gage for 2 months say, "Oh, you want 1080p? Yeah, it's coming. We're gonna get to 1080p. It's on the list. We're gonna get to it. Blah blah blah." Yeah. And then there it is today, and I'm like, wow. So they listen. You know, green screen. I mean, I've been using StreamYard for about 2.5 months now, and you know, they've added green screen in the last few months. They've added the 1080p. They've added you know, more places for videos and overlays, and they've extended to 8 channels, and you know, they're listening to us, and that's what I like.
Yeah, I love that. That's
We're so glad to hear that, Todd.
I know. That's such a nice compliment. And you've only been with StreamYard for a couple of months, like maybe 3 months, and we've already changed that many things or added that many features.
Right.
Like that's really neat. So I want to talk about your first show. Not your first show, but your first series that you're doing. So it's more of an interview style, right?
Yes. Myrtle Beach Living. Right.
Myrtle Beach Living. Yeah. So you interview, like it's like you're interviewing people in the community, like you said, like business owners.
Right.
Restaurants.
Business owners. We're a tourist destination. So there are all kinds of, you know, Ripley's aquariums here. This coming week, I have a new bounce castle or bounce gym type thing where you go in and jump on trampolines, like a trampoline park indoors.
Oh, very cool.
So we're going to be interviewing them. They just opened up. You know, and I always like my guests, if they're an entertainment or a dining place, to offer some kind of incentive for the viewers to come and see them. So that's kind of cool. So
that's
smart. Todd, your goal with the show is sort of to not only have an expertise about the housing community in your area, but also just like the greater community and like what Myrtle Beach offers to its people who live there.
Right.
Correct. And basically, like I said, we're a tourist area, and we get a lot of people that move here when they retire, or, you know, from all up and down the East Coast, even into Canada. So the goal for the show was to give people that were thinking about moving here a inside look of Myrtle Beach. That was the goal.
Wow.
And it's funny how that has even morphed a little bit more into people asking questions regularly. After the show 2 weeks ago, I had a lady that was on, and she said, "Hey, I just searched online for a realtor in Myrtle Beach. They were in town, and your live show was going on, and it popped up immediately in my Google search."
Yeah.
And so she said, she called me like 10 minutes after the show. "We're in town. We would love to see some properties. Can you show them to me?" I went that afternoon, showed them the properties. We wrote a contract that was accepted. So within 2 hours after the show, I had business.
Bang, boom.
No way.
So
From your live stream.
Right. And
That's so
you know,
neat.
Yeah.
I don't want to get into a lot of the technical stuff, but
Yeah.
people have to realize you're going to be found on Google searches, and YouTube is owned by Google. So, you know, that's the number 2 search engine, and it's owned by the number 1 search engine. and so if you do live stuff, especially on Facebook and YouTube, they love it. They will push you up. They will expand your viewership, the whole 9 yards.
Yep. Yeah.
So are you streaming to your own website, Todd, or where do you stream to?
I don't stream to the website, but I am going to be, I'm put those live shows on there. My goal was 12 shows before I made the website go live, because I don't want to go to a website and just see 1 or 2 episodes. I want to see at least 12, and then I'm going to start putting them all on there. And then I'm also going to search engine optimize that website and each video so that it's found more as well.
Smart. So Jed has a question. Todd, your audio's great. Do you use a lav mic?
No, I don't. And actually, I was showing this to Dana before the show. I use a Tascam 32, and a lot of people are using the it escapes my mind. What's the other? The
Rodecaster.
Rodecaster. Thank you.
Yeah.
It's a lot more expensive, and until this took off and I decided whether or not I wanted to do this and continue it, I found this Tascam. They no longer make it. It's a Tascam 32. They no longer make it, but you can get them for about $50. And for about $78 on Amazon, it also includes a mic.
Nice.
Here, which I have on my little swing arm. And it's about 6 inches from my mouth. So you've got good quality. But the other thing I like about it is it has some built-in effects. If you're doing a game show and you have the wrong answer, if you have the right answer. But the other thing I like about it is it also has an input, a audio input that you can plug into your earphone jack on your cell phone, and you can take live calls. So for $75, you have some really cool stuff. We've started getting live calls, and I'm going to be honest with everybody, since we're talking about live streaming anyway. When you're first starting out, bait your audience. Get 2 or 3 people out there that are going to call in or type in and have the right questions, just to get the others. Because once one person starts typing a comment, boom, everybody does. Once people start calling in, boom, everybody does.
That's so true.
So we're going to start next month, not this coming week, but the next week. We're going to actually give away a prize on air if you call in. So we're trying to get people to call in too. And that's just kind of, getting them to get more involved in the show.
Yeah, that's smart. Just like engaging your audience.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So we've got another question for Todd from Leonardo. Do you create any podcasts after you finish the show in StreamYard?
Yes, we absolutely do. And we use I don't remember the name of the software off the top of my head. I'll find out and I'll type it in the comments later if you come back to the show. But it's just a click of a button and it takes the audio and turns it into a podcast. I don't have to separate the audio file and the video file. It's a quick little thing and boom, it goes right to the podcast.
Easy. Cool.
And I think the podcast software is $10 a month. It's not hard at all. Or not expensive at all.
Yeah. Nice. Wow. Very cool. Yeah. We have so many comments. Thank you guys for asking Todd so many questions.
Yes. Keep them coming.
Keep them coming. We
got to keep Dana and Kelsey on here till 9:30.
Oh, Todd, can you say the name of the mic you had again? There's a couple comments asking. They just missed the name of it.
I don't know. It came with the
Oh, it came with that. What was
I
that?
don't-
What was that
it came
interface
with
called though?
The Tascam. It's the Tascam 32.
Tascam.
Tascam.
Yeah.
Tascam.
Cool.
Cool.
I don't think I can type that in there, but if you want to type it in there,
Sure. Yeah.
TASCAM -32. They also make another one that's I think it's a 42 that has 2 mic inputs. So if you're doing a talk show that you have a guest that's on the same camera or in the same room with you, you can actually have 2 mic inputs. That one's a little bit more costly, but it's not much.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
the Tascam is the interface, and then the mic, the package you bought came with the mic. Is that right?
Correct. And it also
Cool.
came with a mic arm.
Nice.
Yeah, it's
adjustable arm.
great quality for what? $78?
Yeah.
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 That's
Yeah.
awesome. So we have another question, and I wanted to get back to more of like how you're engaging your audience. Like you talked a little bit about the giveaway, I think it was giveaway or raffle. So Emily asks, what kind of people watch the show? Is it the locals? Is it people already interested, or just people from out of town?
I have them. Let's back up a step. My first episode, I thought not many people are going to watch it. It's the first episode. So a friend of mine has a business that does sleep studies or sleep consulting for newborn babies.
Okay.
And I'm like, who's going to watch this? But it's a good way for me to test it out. I told her once we get it going, we'll have her back on down the road. That show's had over 9,000 views already across all the platforms.
What?
So it's
Wow.
crazy.
Wow.
She shared it. Other people that do sleep consulting that's in the same company have shared it. It's already had over 9,000 views. So,
Wow.
so really who watches is going to be determining on who you send it to, what platforms you put it out there, what channels you have. I have a Facebook group that's called Myrtle Beach Living that is a private group. And then I also have a public page that's a business page. And we put it on there. I streamed to 8 different channels. 5 of those are Facebook pages or channels because they're targeted to different people. One's moving to Myrtle Beach. One is Myrtle Beach Living. One's my real estate page. So that makes a difference. But
That's like max reach. You're just getting everyone that you possibly can. Yeah.
Right. And I have a good mixture of locals and people from out of the area.
Yeah.
And I also run some targeted Facebook ads as well up in the Northeast to the homeowners that are looking to move. I target those and I direct them to the show.
Nice.
So,
okay. So are you boosting the actual show, boosting the live stream show on Facebook, or do you do like a separate advertising?
No, I buy Facebook ads and then actually point them to the Myrtle Beach Living page.
Okay.
And the ad it tells that I go live Wednesdays at 12:30 Eastern time. You know, that kind of stuff. So
yeah, that makes sense. Okay. So for the engaging of the viewers, so you're already streaming to all these pages, and then you talked a little bit about how you're taking live calls too on the show. Do you ever bring anyone on the show live, like as a guest?
I haven't yet because of the COVID mess. It just is easier, to do it. I will tell you though, a little technical tip that I learned is if you get a external microphone that is cheap, you can get them at Walmart for $12 to put into your phone for if you're using the mobile, it makes a world of difference on the audio from the guest. So if they get that little external microphone, it's not a lapel mic. It's just like you have an earbud that comes down. It has the piece that you can push in to talk. There's a setting on there that you can leave it open all the time and live. It makes a world of difference as opposed to using the microphone that's built into your cell phone.
So now you're sending that mic to your guests?
No, I just recommend they go get it.
Oh, got it. Oh,
and
smart.
I tell you something else. I have I schedule my show. My show's live on Wednesday at 12:30. I schedule my show on Wednesday afternoon for the next week. So I already have the link.
Okay.
I send my guest a list that talks about the show. It tells you everything to expect. What time to be on air at 12:20, so we can test your mic and all that kind of stuff. I upload all my graphics for the next week right after my previous show. And
Okay.
then I send them a list of the questions that I'm going to ask, but they're more in a bullet form because depending on how the show goes, you know, you don't want to go down the road, you know, and then have 10 questions and you answer all 10 of them in the first answer, you know.
Yeah.
So it just kind of gives them a flow of the show. So, and I apologize. I know I'm looking at you two on the screen and not at my camera. I
I know.
apologize about that. I had to move my show to another location and my camera's not where it needs to be. So I know I'm looking to the, I guess,
Gotcha.
right or left, whatever.
Yeah, I know. No, we're the same way. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So-
fun. Cool. Yeah. So we got another. Oh, April. This isn't a question, but she's got a for fun giveaways. Here's a site that you can do that you can to find a winner for the giveaway. Oh, smart.
Oh, yeah, cool.
So
Yeah.
so that's another good question. How are you running a giveaway? Like, how do you do that live?
We haven't done that yet, but what it is if
Okay.
you call in, then your name will be put in. So that's just to get people to get
Got
used to
it.
calling into the show.
Yep. Smart.
And then if people make a if people make a post or a comment and we put their comment up, this is something we talked about backstage and I haven't mentioned it yet. During my show, my daughter is the producer.
Yeah.
And my daughter's 14. So, folks, that's how easy StreamYard is to use. She's 14.
That's so
And
cool.
she got pretty darn good at it.
Yeah.
I bet.
And another thing that I use is I have a little two-way radio. Nothing fancy
Oh
at all.
my gosh.
But
No way.
I have two of them. And
We
it's
need to
called
get
a-
that.
it's called an IPR mic. And it's
my
the same
gosh.
thing the news people use. You put in your ear and around it.
my gosh, Todd.
And once it's in, you can't see it. Let's see if I
Right.
can get in here.
Todd, you look like the Secret Service.
I
It is.
know.
But you put it around the back, so now you can't even see it when it's on air. Okay.
Oh my
Wow.
gosh.
My daughter's in another room, so if she needs me or if something comes on or whatever, then the only thing she says is, she says, "No child labor laws." I see that from Christopher. That's funny. She eats. She gets paid,
Oh my gosh.
but she talks to me in my ear, so I can communicate
That
with
is
the producer
so fun.
without actually having her sitting across the room going, "Hey, I need to,"
Yeah.
you know
Right.
what?
So
Yeah.
she's just like Earth to Todd, like
Yeah.
I'm showing a comment on the screen.
That's it. That's it. So, and it was funny because the
So
first
funny.
time it's like, hey dad, you know, she didn't want me to, and I'm like, I can't hear you. I can't hear you in the other room. So yeah, it's kind of funny.
Wow, that's so
Anyway.
fun. I can't believe she learned the whole StreamYard platform. And so what does she do as the producer? So what are
She
her
does-
like responsibilities?
She hits the go live button.
Okay.
She actually does the intro video.
Okay, so she'll
and
play
gets
that.
everything that is going from there. And
Yeah.
then she plays my commercial. So we mentioned this backstage. We talked a lot in backstage for 5
I know,
minutes.
for 5 minutes.
I love the word or the initials OPM, other people's money. And so every episode I have a sponsor, and if you don't have, I'll let's push StreamYard. If you don't have the pro version for $50 a month, go get a sponsor and let them pay you $50 a month. Do your weekly stream. So now they're only paying $12.50 an episode.
Smart.
TV's no cheaper than that, guys.
Smart.
So
So they're running ads on your show.
they run a 30-second ad, and then I run a 30-second ad that is about me being the realtor, pick me type thing.
Yeah.
Because I don't promote me as a realtor during the show. I want
Okay.
to promote the show. But
Oh,
the
right.
commercial
You want to
right.
promote the guest.
The
Yeah.
guest, right, during the
Okay.
show. I'm not promoting me as a realtor. I'm promoting the show as Myrtle Beach Living type thing. But
Mm-hmm.
so yeah,
Sponsored by the realtor Todd and your other
Right.
sponsor.
right.
Clever.
And so
Nice.
that's basically what
Sponsoring
it is.
yourself.
They
I
pay
love
for it, and StreamYard's free for me. So
Smart. I think that's
And-
such a good idea.
and if you do at least a 3-month contract, so you don't have to worry about going out and getting somebody else.
Yeah.
So
Smart.
yeah,
Smart. Then you get at least 3 shows. 3 months of shows.
right. I
Yeah.
see your mom's on here, guys.
She is.
Yay.
Hey, Mom.
Kelly.
Todd. Oh my
But-
gosh. This is so fun.
So
Oh,
yeah.
Good
So it is
workaround
pretty.
for
It is
producer.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's a good workaround for the producer.
producer
mode.
mode.
Absolutely. And the only thing I do is share your link to the show and let them log in. And
Yeah.
So yeah, but I will tell you the one thing that I found was a little bit of a glitch was in between playing videos, it flashed the screen of the guest. So what I did was
Ooh, yeah.
outside of StreamYard, I merged the videos together. So instead of it being
Yeah.
2 30-second commercials, it's one long 1-minute commercial, and it's flawless now, and it's no big deal at all.
That's what we did too between our countdown and then our little short intro video. Yeah.
Yeah, we tried to
But
do
we've
it separate.
talked
but
we've
it
talked
didn't work.
about we've talked about that a lot at StreamYard, like, and what I think we would do to fix it or to just make it better is just to like play the old overlay a little bit longer before starting the new overlay, because then there's not that overlap of like how fast you click to
Right,
show the next overlay.
Right.
Yeah, because then it wouldn't flash to that, like it's your guest and they don't know they're like live because you're just showing a video.
Exactly.
But
and
that's
you
a
don't
good
put the guest
workaround.
on, pick their nose or whatever.
Uh-oh.
But I will also tell you that another thing that I found, a lot of people that were viewing the show after it was live, so if they went back to Facebook or to StreamYard, to YouTube to watch it, they did not like the 2-minute countdown that I had. They said that was too long. So
Interesting.
I shortened it to 30 seconds. And it's
Okay.
plenty of time once you go live to, that's plenty of time. So,
Interesting.
and I've actually seen some other people's shows that I've watched that's had a 5-minute countdown.
I know,
And that's
5 minutes.
long.
That's
5
a
minutes
long
is a long time.
Of course, it's easy to click the scrub bar and move on past it, but people just aren't doing that. And
Right,
so I actually had people telling me that they stopped watching the show because of the countdown time. So
Are
I
you
shortened it to
kidding?
30 seconds for that reason. So
Wow. Oh, wow. So
bit
our
of-
countdown's 2 minutes, and I think it just like flies by. Like it's like
I do
all of a
too,
sudden
and
it's 2 minutes and we're on the show.
I agree. I was the same way, but I shortened mine to 30 seconds this past week. So
Yeah. Yeah. It is easier to just like watch that through. Like when you're catching the replay, like it's annoying to just like be like, I'm going to skip to wherever this show starts.
right.
Yeah. That makes
And
sense.
you don't want them to skip past something, just
Right.
start watching in the middle of the show. But
Right. Yeah, exactly. So Emily asks, is it a local business as a guest every single week? Or do you ever just talk? Oh, are you ever just on the show, Todd?
No, it's always a guest.
It's always a guest.
And most of the time it's a local person. However, the last 4 episodes, we've had a real estate agent from different parts of the country trying to compare the markets.
I think
and
that's so fun.
That's something else I do. I post on Facebook regularly that says, if you are interested in being a guest on the show, let me know.
Yeah.
If you know anybody that's interested in being a guest, let me know. If there's a unique business out there that you want to promote, let me know. I'm booked through, I think, the 2nd or 3rd week of October. We're booked. So
October?
Yeah.
I was thinking you were going to say August.
No. through October.
Oh my
Through our-
gosh.
we got 'em
I
lined
love
up.
it.
Wow. Wow. Okay. So just so that everyone knows your process of, because I know some people struggle with finding guests. So you post every week on Facebook and you just ask people who should be on my show. Like who would you recommend for the show?
Right. And when we were doing the
That's a
realtor,
great idea.
the realtor segment with the 4 agents, I actually sought those out because I knew I wanted to go to different parts of the country.
Yeah.
And so I kind of looked, and I looked on YouTube. You go to my YouTube channel, I think I have 80 or so videos on there now. And I started this in February. I used
Not
to
bad.
I used to use Facebook just to post stuff every once in a while, and I didn't do any other social media. And I'm telling you, it's made a world of difference since I've started doing everything. And StreamYard's been a huge part of that.
Yeah. Wow.
So, yeah.
We're glad to hear that.
I know. That's so neat. So neat. Well, Todd, we have to wrap up the show, but where do
Or
I
your
know.
20 minutes.
I know. Come on.
I
we're
know.
we're way over our time.
That's okay.
But where this has been such a fun episode. Where can people watch your show? Where can they watch the virtual open house, which is coming up in a couple weeks, and where can they watch the series that you do?
Everything's on my YouTube channel, which is Realtor Todd Cartner.
Okay.
And then same thing with Facebook. You can go with Myrtle Beach Realtor Todd Cartner, or you can go to Myrtle Beach Living, which is the Myrtle Beach Living show.
Okay.
So,
Perfect.
Wonderful.
or the other 8. I can name all those too, but I just keep it simple.
Yeah. Well,
So-
we'll put the links. We don't have the links to show as banners, but we'll put the links in the comments for you to just have a link to go to Todd's
sure.
show.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll be glad to do that afterwards.
Oh, perfect. Love it.
Yeah.
Well, Todd,
and
thank you.
we didn't talk about the graphics right quick.
Oh,
One
yeah.
more quick thing.
Yeah, last thing.
A lot of people have talked about how we do the graphics. I am actually
So
creating
many
one
people.
for Canva that you can go in and edit the logo, which is where the little duck is, and the names, as well as the not that duck.
Not that one.
The
This
name.
one.
Well, where this
Where
duck,
are we?
this duck right there.
There. Okay, so you can change that, but you can also change in the
You can put your own
bottom.
logo. You can change the color where it says StreamYard under your names and Myrtle Beach Living under mine, the background
Love it.
color, and then
Love it.
change the text. But I'm doing it in Canva. Canva is free. They have a free version, so do not pay for it. It'll be easy. But I will upload the templates to that you can download. And I may even do a little YouTube video to show you how to do it because it's pretty simple, but
Awesome.
it may be a little bit confusing. So,
Awesome. Emily says, you rock,
Yay.
Todd.
You do rock, Todd.
Emily, you want to be a guest on my show?
Absolutely.
Call me.
Oh my gosh. Right? That's
Right.
so fun. Okay, Todd. Well, thank you so much for being on our show. It was wonderful to interview you, and thank you for our awesome overlay. It's stepped up our
Yes.
game.
It has.
See you soon, Todd.
All right. Thank you, guys. Have a good night.
Bye.
Bye. So fun. Oh, he is a hoot. Okay, so thanks everyone for tuning in. We had so many, our viewership is growing each week, which is so exciting to see. We have more and more people tuning into the show. So we'll be back next Thursday, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern with our next guest. But tune in to Todd's show. I think it'll be super fun to see him out in the field with the virtual open houses. I think that's a great way to use StreamYard. So we will see you next week. Bye,
Take care,
everyone.
everyone.